Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
I was just gonna get a little distracted.
Them good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, and singing this'll be the day that I...
Why is that?
I didn't know. It has to do with that Tom Ford thing. I think it was popularized by Daniel Craig in a couple of, you know, those movies ago. 007.
007.
Super tight buff, you know. I'm not buff, and I don't wear tight. My father had a double
Paint your palette blue and gray.
Everybody's going.
You're comfortable in that, and you know, and it fits well. But it's so darn tight.
Yeah,
I mean,
think we're ready.
you have room here. They don't have anything. It's like that.
I know. I don't want that.
I don't know.
Jeez.
They think they're improving things.
I'm sorry?
and they're
You
not.
guys can go shopping together.
Oh, that's true.
They haven't improved.
Oh God, let me just. Okay. I just want to. Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of the music. Yeah. Yeah. I just want to get this.
Ooh, yeah.
Saturday. Okay. All right, I think we're ready.
Yes. And boom. And here he is again. One more time.
So bye-bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, and singing this'll be the day that I die.
It's a song you can't help but sing along with, American Pie. Don McLean wrote and recorded that song nearly 50 years ago. You'll hear it live this Saturday at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. He's with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for putting that picture of me from 200 years ago on.
When they invented film.
That's right.
Yeah.
And recordings.
You know, when I look at that and I listen to it, I think of it as note to self. If you look at the lyrics, would that be accurate?
As what?
Well, that you wrote it as a note to self.
Yes, in a way, that's all about me. It's about my life. It's about me. I'm an observer of everything that's going on around. But it was also I wanted a bigger song about America. I was working on an album, and I didn't have the song that I wanted, the big one. And I said, I want to write This Land Is Your Land, but I don't want to write that kind of song. I don't want to write a Woody Guthrie song. So I said, I want to write a brand new song with a whole new vocabulary about America. So that was what I came up with.
But did you know when you wrote it that this would become what it is 50 years later?
No, I didn't think I would last a year. You know, I had the worst manager in show business. He used a phone booth that returned quarters. I swear to God.
And if you know what a phone booth is.
Yeah, he would go on the phone. There'd be a line all the way down the block. It's like, the phone booth. And he'd be there. No, I'm on one call. You know, William Morris, you know. So that was my manager. And we lucked out. We got a little deal with Media Arts Records, and a man named Alan Livingston, who was the president of Capitol Records and who signed a lot of great artists, Sinatra, the Beach Boys, the Beatles, Kingston Trio, all these people that were big in their genre in the late 50s, made the label into a powerhouse, and he believed in me. And but the record label didn't last that long. Put out the first album, I'm working on the second one, and it goes under. So now I'm in the middle of making this record. I haven't got the song that I want, and the company's finished, you know, so I'm out in the street. So I get a couple of weeks later, I get a call, no, it's going to be okay. United Artists has picked up the label. So now I'm working on this album and came up with this big song. I said, I'm just going to do it, you know, not make it 3 minutes or, you know, user-friendly, just tell the story.
Yeah.
So that's how it's a long shot, all right? It's a big Hail Mary pass, that whole album and that whole song.
That's pretty incredible, and
it
is almost 50 years later, and it still works today. Everybody knows part of the lyrics?
Well, you didn't want to make it specific because then it would have become dated very quickly. You know, like in a movie when you see somebody with an old square phone, you know, it's 1980, right, in the car.
Yeah.
And those technology ruins the fantasy of something. So I'm always very careful with the use of language to keep things non-specific.
Yeah. This Saturday night, Fantasy Springs, 8 o'clock.
Right.
I tell you, what a party that's going to be.
It's going to be good. We have a great band from Nashville, and if people want to kind of haven't seen me in a long time or don't know what I do, you can go and look up YouTube. You can see me on Stagecoach, where we headlined there a few years back, and Glastonbury, which is the biggest festival in the world. We also headlined that. So you can see the kind of music we make and what we do.
Well, I'm excited for it. Thank
Glad
you
to be
so
there.
much. Yeah.
I'm very busy lately. I'm all over the world. We're actually on a world tour, and I'm just so thankful, you know, to be able to do what I do and give it to the audience.
Isn't that nice?
It is.
Boy, not many people get to do that.
I know.
Wow.
I mean, there's a lot of people drooling, you know, in wheelchairs my age, but I'm out there rock and rolling.
And I love it. and you're a desert rat too. So
I
we
am.
like that too.
I have a house out here.
Yeah. And Maine.
Yes, in Maine. Well, we love it out here. We like the desert.
Yeah. What a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Saturday
All
night.
righty. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Fire's the devil's own